From a different place, baby, I'm cosmic bread. Smoke trails behind every word I said. Out of this
What's
world.
up, y'all? It's Devin, the Magik, the interstellar ghost. Before we dive in, I got to get something off my chest. All week, I've been seeing people online going back and forth about this Charlie Kirk situation. Here's the thing. I'm not a politics dude. That's not my lane. I'm a black man, and trust me, I disagreed with a lot of what was said. But I also know when to shut the hell up. If you don't know the game, stop trying to play referee. What blows my mind is the people with zero political knowledge. You never read a policy. You've never been to a meeting, never done a single thing to actually better society, but suddenly you're the experts on race, politics, and the fate of this country. Like, fam, you don't even recycle, but you're trying to lecture the world. At some point, you got to ask yourself, are you talking because you have something to say or just because you need attention? That's why I stay in my lane. I build, I create, I contribute. Before I get started, make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Today, it's just me. No guests, no back and forth rants, no one to jump in and save me if I say some dumb shit. And I'm 100% gonna say some dumb shit, or you go, what the fuck? This one's gonna be personal, probably a little uncomfortable for me and for you. See, I told pieces of my story here and there in passing, but I've never laid it out, not all at once. I think it's because my story ain't one neat little Hallmark movie. It's not, I struggled, found God, happy ending. Nah, it's messy, it's dark, it's me. Basically, it's the clearance rack at Walmart, $2 DVDs that nobody owns players for anymore, and Christmas sweaters in July. Let's go back to the beginning. When I was a kid, I was athletic. Baseball, football, wrestling. If it involved running or showing off, I was in it. I wasn't really good at wrestling, but my friends did it, so I wanted to. Picture a skinny-ass kid against kids who look like their parents put them on steroids. They got six-packs, and I got Capri Sun pouches for abs. I was on good teams early, and I wanted to be the best, but I never was. And in my younger years, I was pretty good, so that was my happy place. At some point, I stopped being the athletic kid, started being a kid who was always in trouble. Little stuff at first, stealing from the lunch line, cussing out teachers, trying to make people laugh. Yeah, I was the class clown, but only in the way where the punchline was me getting suspended. I had more in-school suspension minutes than LeBron in the motherfucking playoffs. But the more trouble it got me, the more I started hating people, not just disliking them. I hated people. I carried that shit like armor. I felt like nobody understood me, even got to the point where the coaches and teachers who were supposed to look out for me just stopped caring, and then I was lost. 20 years, I lost myself little by little, gained some back, then I lost it again, like losing your car keys, except instead of finding them under the couch, I found myself kicked out the fucking house, dodging calls, and checked into rehab. And because I was so busy being that kid, I lost the one thing that might have kept me grounded, and that was sports. I couldn't play, can't play if you were suspended, can't suit up if you're in the principal's office every other day. So one by one, doors started to close. Take responsibility for a lot, but life threw some shit at me early. I'm not talking getting grounded or losing the game. I'm talking about someone who should have been protecting me, but they crossed lines they had no business crossing. And it wasn't just one time. That shit went on for years. Years of somebody taking a piece of my childhood that I never got back. When you're that young, you don't even have the words for it. You just know something's wrong, but you feel trapped. And the messed up part is they count on you not knowing what to do, not knowing who to tell. So I kept it inside. And that silence, it's poison. It eats away at how you see the world and how you see yourself. I stopped trusting people. I started expecting the worst out of everybody. And somewhere in there, I started that hatred towards people. But by the time I hit my teens, I wasn't just skipping school. I was showing up to school drunk, high, sometimes both, and sometimes more. It was like a pregame before first period. You remember showing up to gym class smelling like a bar fight and too fucked up to run a lap? And the crazy part is, back then it didn't even feel wild. It felt normal. It was like, this is what we do. And then people who should have cared, they just stopped. Coaches gave up, tell me I wasn't worth it, tell my friends I was dead weight, and that stung. not because they were wrong, but because they were right. And I could feel myself slipping. Even my best friends, the ones that I thought would ride for me no matter what, started clowning me for it. Not in a help you get it together type of way, but in a you're the joke now way. And if you've ever been roasted so bad you just had to laugh along, that was me every day. And here's the thing about being a joke, you either fix it or you double down. And I doubled down. If I was going to be the fuck up, I was going to be the best fuck up you ever met. Grades gone. Practices, sports were in the past. And eventually, the school made it official. Got kicked out, got expelled, no warning, no, we'll try to work with you. Just done. They was like, good luck out there, like I was getting drafted to Burger King. I tried to go to the whole go to another school, start fresh thing, but my head wasn't in it. The truth is, I didn't want a fresh start. I wanted an exit. So I dropped out. And the minute I did, that's when the spiral really started. My late teens, early 20s, man, if my early years were a slide downhill, my 20s were a cliff, and I jumped head fucking first. It started wild, cocaine, hella cocaine. That was the party drug. Late nights, music blasting, everybody feeling like they talking like Ace fucking Ventura, and the living room turns into a TED Talk at 5 a.m. that nobody asked for. And then and somewhere in there, that's when I got introduced to the painkillers. At first, it just felt like another high in the rotation, but it was the one that stuck its claws in. I remember playing Call of Duty with my old homie, like I was a fucking pro when I was really playing against middle schools, telling us to get good while I'm not in hell. But then things changed. I remember that day like it was yesterday, St. Patrick's Day. One of the homies ain't make it. I was working that whole day. 5 a.m., I come home, him and someone else chugging Everclear like they just started drinking. And I was one of the last people to see him alive. And I really always wondered how the chick that found him in his bed feels when she was just looking to fall asleep. But after that, everyone started falling off, and I started to fall out. And in that time, I realized I was addicted to perks. And when you realize you're addicted, it's already too late. Every move I made now is the next high. Painkillers turned to heroin, not overnight, but close to fuck enough. Rehab multiple times. They should have given me a membership, honestly. 5 trips, get 1 free. And every time I swore I was done, I'd find myself right back chilling with the same fucking deadbeats. Skipped rent, owed people money, got beat up, jumped, robbed, you name it. And I ain't even mad about it now because that's the type of energy I was putting out there. I was an overall shitty fucking person. And if you knew me back then, you didn't know me. You knew the addiction wearing my skin. It wasn't me. I worked jobs, but I was high at all of them. Whether I was busting tables at Red Lobster or nodding off driving a forklift, I was chasing that high before, during, and after became my full-time job. Everything else was just side hustle to pay for it. And the craziest part, you don't even notice how far you've fallen until you're looking up and there's no way out. There's no way out you can see. And at one point I thought I found a way out. Not by getting clean, not by changing my environment, although I did, but by marrying a girl, a woman. Yeah, I got married in the middle of fucking all that chaos. Why? Because it was an escape. She was an escape. And honestly, she did help me get better in a lot of ways. She pulled me out of some dark moments, kept me alive more than once. But the truth is, I never truly loved her as a partner. I loved what she represented. A safe house in the middle of the storm. And when you get into something for the wrong reasons, it's only a matter of time before it falls apart. I left. I left her. And I didn't leave her for peace. I left her for an even more toxic, disgusting situation. You'd think I'd be embarrassed to admit that, and maybe I should be. But back then, embarrassment wasn't even on my radar. I was chasing chaos like it owed me money. The next relationship, it didn't save me. It damn near finished me. I was already addicted, already broke, already numb. She just added fuel to the fire. She broke me in ways I didn't know you could break someone. Mentally, emotionally, piece by piece. And the messed up part is I stayed. Not because I wanted to, because I was broke. I had nowhere to go. I had nothing to my name, no card at work, no fucking savings, no backup plan, no safety net, nothing. When you got nothing, you convince yourself a bad situation is better than no situation. But after that was over, I hit the worst relapse of my life. And I've been through some bad ones before, but nothing like this. So getting clean, this is one thing. But going back after you've been clean, that's a whole nother fucking hell. Because you know exactly what you're walking into, and you do it anyway. The shame hits harder. The guilt hits harder. The damage happens faster. It was like I was trying to make up for lost time. Every day was about getting higher than the day before. No pacing myself. No pretending I had control. And I wasn't doing just one thing. If it could get me out of my head, I wanted it. Heroin, ketamine, fentanyl, press 30s. Fuck it. Didn't matter. I did it all. The only goal was more. Bills, forget it. I was back home for a little bit. Friends, no more. They was gone. I burned every bridge, but at this point, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. I wasn't living. I wasn't even surviving. I was just existing in between highs. And the worst part, I knew exactly where this road ended. I'd seen enough people go down it. But knowing and stopping, those are two different things. And I didn't stop. Not yet. I was hurting myself and turning into them zombies you see in Kensington. And one day I woke up in a hospital with no memory of the last 3 days. Even then, my only goal was to get home to my stash. So I played cool because this was that type of hospital. They would say, nah, we keep in here a lot longer. And it took a few days, but I got out and got right back to it. Like I was speed running to my next relapse. Then an old friend tried to help me out by letting me stay in an apartment in the city. One night walking out, I got ambushed and tied up and robbed because these people thought I was someone else and I thought I was dead. No help with guys in a ski mask and a gun to my head. All I could think of was not like this. And they left. But then that's when I realized I didn't want to die. Here's the thing about rock bottom. That's when the shift starts. Because once you've lost everything, you've got nothing left to lose by trying. For me, it wasn't one big lightning bolt moment. It was little things. It was one person showing me kindness when they didn't have to. One day where I stayed clean just long enough to think maybe I could do it again tomorrow. One voice in my head saying, you ain't done yet. I started to crawl my way back. I didn't go to rehab this time. I did it on my own. I went cold turkey. I spent the whole summer back and forth trying to get clean, and it finally stuck when I ran out of money. During that, I cut people off or they cut me off. It don't matter, whatever. Changed the way I move, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't some clean motivational montage with upbeat music. Shit was ugly. It was lonely. Hard as fuck. But little by little, the fog started to lift, and I realized something crazy. All the pain, all the chaos, all the times I should have been dead, they weren't just scars. They were the blueprint, the map for where I'm supposed to go next. That's why I'm building real life magic. Because if my story proves anything, it's that you can be as far gone as I was and still find your way back. Not because it's easy, not because someone saves you, but because somewhere inside you decide you're not done yet. And that's the shift. The exact moment you stop digging your grave and start climbing out of it. After that, life didn't just get better overnight. It took years of building, brick by brick. But where I'm at now, that's the real magic. I've got a family, I got a career I'm proud of, and I'm building this brand, not just to tell my story, but to share other people's too, because I know I'm not the only one who's been through hell and made it back. And the truth is, I wouldn't be here without my wife. She's my best friend, my anchor, my biggest supporter. She saw me when I didn't even see myself. She kept believing in me when I gave her every reason not to. For that, grateful every single day for her. That's the difference now. I don't just wake up chasing a high. I wake up chasing purpose. And the people I love, the people who love me back, that's what keep me going. Whew. All right. Game for the soul. Let me leave y'all with some shit I had to learn the hard way. Get out of that deep shit we was just talking about. Number one, addiction doesn't just start with drugs. It starts with an escape, right? We go through shit and you just want a way out. And that's where it leads you. If you don't deal with your pain, your anger, your past, you'll find something to cover it, and that shit will own you. Love without healing is just another addiction. I tried to hide in relationships, thought a partner could fix me, but if you don't love yourself, you'll break every single person who tries to love you. The world don't owe you a clean slate. The world don't owe you shit. I used to think once I hit rock bottom, people would feel bad and give me a fresh start. Nah, you got to build that shit yourself, bro. Piece by piece. Nobody's coming to save you, but people will show up once you start saving yourself. When I was down bad, everyone disappeared. But when I started moving different, the right people started showing up. That's not luck. That's alignment. And if you could survive your lowest moment, you could survive anything. I thought my story ended on a dirty floor, high, forgotten, but I'm still here, which means you can be too. Oh, vibe check, guys. We're almost wrapping it up here. This episode been heavy. I said some shit I've never said to anyone. So to people who know me and you hear that, you're gonna be like, wow. And some of y'all gonna be like, damn, how does he keep smiling and laughing? And the truth is, it's hard. I spend tons of time with my son and he brings me joy and peace I've never had in my life. I enjoy cooking more. By cooking, I mean throwing a bunch of shit in the crock pot and letting it cook while I'm at work, or air frying everything else. Find peace in your family in those stupid little things like judging people's porch decor while you're walking at night. So that's my story. At least parts my fried brain could fucking remember. It's not a pretty one. It's not wrapped in a bow. The truth could be ugly, but that's what real life magic is all about. The breakdown, the relapses, those ugly truths, and then the rebuild. So if you're still here, thanks for listening. I know this wasn't easy. Hell, fuck. Half the time I didn't even want to listen to myself, but we made it, and that means you can make it too. Even black holes spit out light eventually, and I'm proof of that. Remember, if I can survive my 20s, you can survive your Monday. I'm Devin. This is Real Life Magic. Peace out.
I'm in another lane, still dodging the fake.
I'm this dog out on the tipping in so hard, back up, guess you really need to go my body, go bad, go on, gon' make me sad.